Whenever you're ready.
Oh my God.
Jessica! I've never been called a fox!
Dana.
That's a classy name for a Harry.
I like it classic.
Okay.
Do you?
Welcome to the Rants and Raves podcast.
Sure.
Out with the bad and in with the good, motherfuckers.
That's right.
Jessica.
Dana.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you. Welcome to the Rants and Raves podcast. I am Dana Powell.
I'm Jessica Young.
And
we are here
to
rant and rave. Still can't get it.
We can't. There's a delay.
I know. We were in perfect union when in person, but
yes, but not like this. It's hard.
No.
Also, I have to apologize to you, Jessica, because you were like, oh my gosh, Dana, I am out of town and totally forgot we record and we don't have an episode. And I was like,
Yep.
Oh, please, Jessica, don't even worry about it. I'll post something that says we're going to be a day late. Guess what Dana did? She went kayaking and swimming instead.
good. I was thrilled, okay? Because I'm the one that at the last minute was like, usually I thought we'd be home at like 10 o'clock at night. It'd be 1 a.m. your time. But I got home a lot earlier than was expected. And it was totally last minute. And when I saw you in that beautiful lake, it really did my heart good. I'm serious. I was even, dare I say, jealous. I know it's a bad word
honestly,
to say jealous. But when I say I'm jealous,
you should be because it was so peaceful and beautiful.
Aren't you allowed to be jealous of a friend? That doesn't mean I wish I was doing it instead of you. No, it's like, oh, I wish I was there too.
Yes, I think that's perfectly acceptable.
Right?
It was so beautiful. And we only did it for an hour because I had never been kayaking before. So for those of you listeners that don't know, I'm in Missouri helping my dad recover, although he's doing amazing. He doesn't really need me. I'm more so I'm his babysitter saying, you need to eat healthy, throw away your trash. So he's probably tired of me. But I'm in Missouri and my dear friend Kristen Marie also came with me because she moved to LA from Boston during the pandemic. So she can't get her job has been postponed like 3 times. So I was like, just come to Missouri with me.
Heck yeah.
So she did. And she's living upstairs in my dad's house. There's an apartment up there. And so now this is not a joke. She's a professional rower. Like she was a rowing coach. One of her kids went to the Olympics. Like that's her thing.
Excuse me?
Yeah, for real. Now
Why didn't I know this? You know, I rowed in high school.
Are you serious? I didn't know that.
Yes. You see my eyes bugging out at you? Yes. I can't wait to talk to her about this. I went to regattas all across the Southeast.
Oh my gosh, she will love it.
Gave up rowing scholarships because I chose partying instead of health and athleticism.
Jessica!
Like, I'm freaking out.
Yeah, she's amazing. Like, she coached the male team where she was. Like, she's awesome.
On the Charles River.
I don't know.
I'm shouting. She's from Boston, isn't she?
Yes.
Yeah, she was on the Charles River, the head of the Charles Regatta, #1 top regatta in the U.S., one of the top in the world.
Oh my God, you're screaming.
Out.
I'm in the basement. She's upstairs, like on the 2nd floor. She probably can hear you. She's the same way. She's from Boston. She's loud.
Okay, I'm going to take my voice down and I'm just going to shut up and listen to you. I'm freaking out. Go on.
That's so funny. You guys have to talk about it. She loves it so much.
Freaking out.
She was like, no, kayaking and canoeing, Dana, is different than rowing. And I was like, okay, well, I've never done either. So I was pretty nervous. But it was so easy. And it was such a like relaxing and yet amazing workout. Like today I'm kind of sore.
Yeah.
And we only did it for an hour. So like if any of my hometown folkies are listening, I've lived near this lake my entire life. I grew up near this lake. I never went kayaking there. It never crossed my mind that you could rent a kayak for $10 for an hour.
That's nothing. And that is amazing.
Well, if you'd like to have it all day, Jessica, you can pay $20.
What?
Yeah. So we're going to go back and do it.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, just do some exploring. But you can also rent like a 2-person fishing boat or a pontoon, and it's like $125 for the day.
How fun is that?
I mean, I told my dad it's so much easier than buying your own boat in that You don't have to worry about getting a place to store it. They provide life jackets for you. You don't have to license anything. Like, it's just an easy once or twice in the summer kind of fun thing to do.
When all the Powell sisters are back in Springfield sometime this summer, you guys need to rent a pontoon and just have a family boat.
That's the plan. That's the plan. We probably would have done it this weekend, except I don't know if you saw my social media, but my middle sister turned 40 yesterday.
Yes.
And so we're having a family party for her on Saturday, and it's the Roaring 20s. So all three of us girls got little flapper dresses and stuff. So
awesome. You're having the party this coming Saturday?
Yeah.
Okay. How fun is that going to be?
I know. We're so excited. We got little flapper dresses, and my sister's roommate, Kat, who's like part of our quarantine pack, she got a dress for Kristen Marie from her mom. So we all have cute little flapper dresses and shoes and decorations. We're excited. And my dad has a gangster outfit.
I believe I've seen a picture of him wearing that in the past. He looks very sharp in his
I know.
suit.
I know. It's so exciting.
God. I love it.
Did you have a good 4th of July?
I did.
Slash birthday?
I did. You know, it was for everyone a very different 4th this year.
Yeah.
For many, many years, we used to host a barbecue at our place. I wish I could say I have a big house with the art. No, it was always in our apartment on our little tiny balcony, but we did it. Okay. We'd always have a barbecue acting like I did have a house with a pool. I have neither. But literally, if you walk to the end of my street, I live behind, one of the major studios, and they do an insane profesh fireworks show every year. So people drive from all over the city just because you can park in our neighborhood and set up a chair, and it's lovely and it's very family friendly. Well, fireworks were canceled, at least all across California. There was no public fireworks.
Even though I saw a picture of Los Angeles and the entire sky was lit up with fireworks.
Because so many people were doing illegal fireworks, and I know people were so angry just for their own annoyance of hearing the loud bangs all the time, but because of pets. It went off apparently all day nonstop. We got the hell out of town and kind of hid in one of my favorite tiny little blips on a map. Tiny little cowboy town about 2.5 hours from here. And I just had faith that I would have the right instinct and that people that wanted to go out and congregate weren't going to be in this place. It's just not that kind of place, no matter what time of year it is. And we stayed in this tiny little motel. Everything was contact free. They didn't even have people in the office to check you in like they normally do.
Good.
I'm all about it. It was amazing. It was so relaxing. I had some of the best food I've ever had in my life. We would get food and we would go and sit outside. Obviously, restaurants are closed here and rightfully for indoor dining, which I don't want to do anyway, especially in California. But Dana, don't be jealous. One of the things I had was seared scallops topped with caviar in a pool of uni butter. I know you're jealous, so I'll just wait for...
I am horrified. I don't want to eat any of the words you said, and I don't even know what. I think you literally made up uni butter.
No, it's really brought a tear to me eye. Okay.
What is uni butter?
Uni is sea urchin, the inside of a spiny sea urchin. I really was crying. When we had it, I said, if there is one thing that would put Dana Powell over the edge, it for sure is this meal. I can hear her gagging from across the country right now.
Disgusting.
But it was so nice. I'm serious. We stayed the hell away from people in general. It was so quiet. And the room has a massive, gigantic clawfoot tub. I don't think I've taken a bath since I was 6 years old. Well, you best believe I took a bath on my birthday.
Good for you. My dad has like a 6-seater jet tub that I get in and just like
good
for 2 hours.
Yes. Okay. First of all, if I had a separate tub, like an amazing, it was meant just for soaking, I'd get in it. I bet probably daily. I don't. My shower is in my bathtub, and I can't do that.
No, I can't. If I can't sit in my tub and have my knees covered with my feet out, and also my top private bits, then what's the point?
Exactly. Part of it too, it's like the tub, it's open, it's airy, so it's just what is relaxing about a frosted glass sliding door that I almost crashed through like Meg Ryan and When a Man Loves a Woman once. I slipped in my shower and I'm like, oh my God.
That's not funny, but it is.
It's not, and you know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Except there was no Andy Garcia there to catch me, and now there is a giant perma crack in that door. I mean, it didn't save me. I didn't crash through it. Hey, water's never leaked out of it. It's one of the greatest mysteries of the world.
Wow. That's so dangerous.
I know, but I'm not willing to put those. Remember those things that we had in the shower and the tub? God, it really hurt your tush and your back. Those little like sandpaper like flowers that you would put.
Oh yes, Jessica.
Very 70s.
No, you can buy like a bath mat that's silicone or something that doesn't scratch you. It's 2020.
Oh God. It's time to get that tub reglazed. Okay.
We had a good time too. So here in Missouri, fireworks are, I think they're legal, but you have to be careful about them, whatever. But it's so muggy here that everything's wet.
Yeah.
So there's not like a fire hazard like it is in California. Like I heard there was an apartment building that burned down in Northridge because of fireworks.
Oh, God.
There was a lot of damage, but out here it's a little different. And so we went to my aunt and uncle's for like a social distance yard sit, and we were at yard chairs and stuff because their neighbors all around them, I guess someone in the neighborhood is a manager for a fireworks stand. So they get everything half price, even the big like C-class fireworks.
Whoa.
And they get everything half price and they still spent over $2,000.
Excuse me?
Listen, priorities are different here, I think.
Okay. I also need you to kind of back up and explain to me what a C-class firework is. Isn't that like a special license you need to drive a truck?
Yeah, I think so. That's just what everybody was saying. And so they were like, oh, those are good. Those are C-class. Those are, and they were massive. Like I was at a specific fireworks show. They were huge.
Oh my God.
And like 3 or 4 houses in their neighborhood had all of these and they were taking turns. So like we just sat sideways and looked all around us. And it was the Buck Moon. Did you know that?
No.
So there was
the full moon. I didn't know that was what it was called.
But it was called the Buck Moon, and then there was also a lunar eclipse, but that was you could only see that on the East Coast. But the moon was like huge and orange, and then the night after it was huge and red. It was so cool. So anyway, we had a lovely time, but we missed Dan Tipton, of course.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
He got to deal with the loud.
He had to get a weighted blanket. He had to get a weighted blanket out and try and comfort little Lucy, our producer, our doggy producer.
Oh, I know.
He said she's still upset.
No, she probably was scared to death.
Yes, he has to drag her out for a walk.
Oh,
poor baby.
Ollie was probably laying out there like, whatever.
Oh, he probably had his own fireworks he was setting off.
By the way, I pictured Ollie riding on the back of one of those little miniature donkeys after you posted a picture. I think donkeys are so cute. It's not even funny.
Oh my God, Jessica, did I tell you that the mommy and daddy donkeys were named Chandler and Janice from Friends?
No.
They're so cute. And then there were also these 2 beautiful Swiss cows. So I think we mentioned in our last episode how you have kind of ruined my life a little bit because you introduced me to Cows Are Awesome on Instagram.
Yes.
And we all know I have a meat struggle. I haven't been eating beef, right? So we go over there to where the donkeys are, and they have these 2 Swiss cows. And I don't know if you know what that means, but they're beautiful. They're just like have little black noses with a white ring around it. They're so cute. And I was like, what's their names? And they go, we didn't name them because we had a couple of other cows that are no longer with us. And I was like, oh no, what happened? And they were like, the neighbors decided it was time for them to go for their life calling. And I was like, what?
No.
And they were like, and it was emotionally difficult for us. So this time around, we decided not to name the cat. And I was like, no, I wanted to hide those cats, like bring those cows into the basement and hide them. They're so pretty. I mean, they'll have a few, sometimes they have a lot of times, some years, but I'm like, when can I come rescue these cows?
Right. Why are they? It's just, I think, again, like just like the same way we're all enthralled by a child with a British accent. It could be, there could be a child that doesn't have an accent that's 1,000 times more brilliant, more educated, more exposed to cultural things. It doesn't matter. But a kid says something. I feel that way about actually those little Iceland hair and the long horns, but they're miniature. I can't deal with her.
God, they're so cute.
Why is it? I know.
I don't know, but I also recognize and I'm ashamed that I am that person that's like doesn't eat cute things. Like, what a jerk.
Okay.
However, I've become much more upset about chicken and turkey lately, and they're not very cute. So maybe I'm getting better.
Yeah. Listen, if you see that turkey that has its feet turned in that prances around the Gentle Barn, when you can go there one of these days when they reopen to the public, it'll make you think twice about turkeys.
I'm sorry, but do you follow Wolfgang? What's his name on Instagram?
Yes.
Tofu. Have you seen that Tofu the turkey has little ducky boots on now because he had foot surgery, and it's the cutest thing ever?
It's beyond. I'm going to tell people his exact call sign. Yes.
You have to, because it's the cutest. He rescues senior animals. He has Bikini the pig, who's ginormous, and then like 13 senior dogs whose tongues hang out and they have cataracts, and Tofu the turkey.
I think I know we talked about him in the early days of the show. Yes, Wolfgang 2242. You have to. He's Life with delightful. Senior Dog Rescues, Bikini the pig, Betty the chicken, and Tofu the turkey.
He's amazing.
And yes, his little duck feet. I can't. It's
He's
so
got
cute.
Little boots on.
Oh, and he has mainly small dogs, but he has Enoch, the Irish Wolfhound, which is one of the dog breeds I'm
so
wholly obsessed with.
Yes,
I know.
And he's just like the nicest guy too. Like I've seen interviews with him on different platforms. He's just so cool.
So sweet.
Mm-hmm. All right, Jessica, should we get into our stuff? Because I could talk to you all day. I never see you anymore. And usually we have like 4-hour green room dumps.
You know what? How long has it been since, I saw you once. We had a drive-by, a very brief drive-by.
I dropped something off to you. I don't remember what.
Yep, my amazing hair ties that you made that I love.
Yep. So that
and
was
a beautiful bracelet that you brought me from Mexico, which I love.
Was that April?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And even then already it seemed like an eternity. It's just it's too much. Well, but I think the last time I saw you was like the first week in March.
God, that's crazy because normally I would see you multiple times a week.
Yeah. Ugh. It's really just and stay safe, everybody.
Yeah, exactly. We're not going to get on our tirade this week, but like things are not getting better, everybody. Please wear your masks in public if you can. Stay home and safe if you can, and we'll just leave it at that. But things are not good, and the only thing that's going to change that is us. So, all right. Well,
you know what? Again, we'll stay away from a diatribe, but that is a great segue into this rant, Dana.
Yes, get it. Get it.
Okay, you guys, this is hands down one of my biggest pet peeves in general. It's when people use the justification that something is mostly true or mostly happening or the majority is and la la la. Well, let me tell you something, people. We'll use a prime example and I'll move right on out of this. But like if I read, well, the gym is 95% of people complying. I read somebody write that. 95? Great. I know that sounds like great odds, 95%. That means 5% aren't. It means only 1%. One person is all it takes.
Yeah.
So that's great if the majority of people are following mandates and guidelines that all of these states, most of them have been saying please do it for months now. One person that is sick and may not know they're sick is all it takes to pass it around. Okay.
Absolutely. So, this is not a 4 out of 5 dentists agree kind of situation.
Thank you. And I'm still going to choose fluoride when given the option. Okay. I mean, it's that. It also comes up a lot of the time. Like, I can't stand when people go, oh, I mean, it's mostly vegetarian or it's pretty much vegan. No, is it vegan or isn't it? Is it vegetarian or isn't it?
No, if it's pretty much vegan, that means it's not vegan at all. Because vegan means none.
Means it needs to be 100%. Just because there's not any physical meat in something doesn't mean it's not made with gelatin or anything else. Even Alan made a great point recently about how Burger King is offering the Impossible Burger.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I said, would you try it? I said, I actually know some meat eaters that wouldn't even think about it. But of course, now that Burger King they're like, oh, I tried it. It's really good. And he goes, yeah, because it's probably fried in all that grease and shit from the other stuff. And he said, if I'm going to eat something like that, it's because I'm choosing to not have meat for that meal or for extended periods of time or forever if you're a vegan or vegetarian. And he has an excellent point. What good is it if it is not cooked on a completely separate grill, right?
Yeah.
That is not fair. And then that gets into why, like, when people say, oh, pretty much this, or it doesn't really have, or it doesn't have much, there's something called allergies. We know this. Your father experienced this.
Yes.
It is not a joke.
No, it can
and
be
if
deadly.
someone is if they're allergic to nuts, you can't have a candy bar that just has a little bit of nuts.
Mm-hmm.
It's not an option. You can't have food. That's why things that are properly labeled says made in a treatment facility that may have had nuts. That means they know that they process more than just dried fruit or whatever the heck it is you're eating.
Contaminated.
Absolutely. From the little particles in the air. And that is no joke. So I would really love, I don't like absolutes in this world. I mean, I'm going to sound like the biggest hypocrite ever. I don't like absolutes in this world unless it's something that I believe in. Okay. So I need to take it down a notch. I think there's a time and a place for black and white as far as extremes, like yes, no, lay it on the line. And when it comes to people's safety and their health, it's not just a preference, but guess what? Even if it is just a preference, people should be allowed to prefer what they do and don't want. I would appreciate for people to stop saying things are pretty much this or mostly this or, well, the majority this, because that's just not cutting it in a lot of cases. There's a lot of things in this world where, great, I will cheer from the mountaintops if the majority of people are good, if the majority of people are nice and kind and blah, blah, blah. But let's stop playing around when it's coming to people's safety and or, again, even if it is just your preference.
Yeah, totally. You know, there are very few things in this world that are black and white. And you're right. Mm-hmm. It is safety and things like that. You know, I actually heard, I'm sorry to revisit this, but it's been, you know, obviously a major contention in our country, people wearing masks. And I actually heard a doctor say on the news last night, people are saying, hey, it should be a personal choice. And my whole point was, no, not when somebody's life's at stake. Like, we have to wear seatbelts and helmets on motorcycles and things like that. But this doctor said, no, it's not a personal choice when someone's life is at risk. I am not allowed to walk into a place of business and light up a cigarette anymore.
Okay.
So
exactly.
It's perfectly reasonable that I would not be able to walk into a public place of business without a mask at this point.
Absolutely.
In fact, it's deadlier. They're proving now scientifically that the strain that has become very active in Texas is actually much more contagious. Oh, good. My dad's upstairs yelling when I'm recording. You hear him? Also, my son was walking around like an elephant. I don't know if that came through or not. Anyway, you're right. We have to quit going, well, pretty much everybody. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Let's please
You're right.
do.
You're very, very right.
I wish I wasn't right. I mean that.
I know. There's so many things I wish I wasn't right about. And it's not even like me being right. It's just things I've learned that I wish I didn't. Did you have any other thoughts or should I move on?
No, I think we can leave it at that.
Yeah. Make your own decisions, people, and hopefully they're the right ones. Well, my rant today, I think everybody's really going to relate to as well. because it's about passwords. Can we please talk about passwords for a minute? I have to tell you, since quarantine, there's so many different things that you have to take care of online now that maybe you otherwise wouldn't have, right?
Totally.
I have changed so many of my passwords because I don't know why. Like, even Apple was like, your password doesn't work anymore. And I was like, why? So I tried to change it to what it should be. And it said, you've used this before. You can't do it. So I changed it again. And it said, oh, I'm sorry. You need some sort of exclamation
special
point.
Character.
So I tried that and it goes, forgot to tell you, you also need a number and a space and your blood. I literally, at one time, I've changed this one specific password so many times I can't even tell you, and I don't know why I keep having to change it. I got so mad that I changed my password to another effing password 10. Like, now the reason I feel safe to tell that on our podcast where people all over the world are listening is because I had to effing change it again. And do you know what else they're doing now that is making me so angry? And I know it's for my own safety, and I appreciate that they're trying to make sure that things are, locked up tight. But if I have to say I am not a robot and do one of those CAPTCHA things one more time. So now it used to be like, choose the squares that have a stoplight in it, right? And you'd choose two squares and move on. They'd be like, cool, you're not a robot. Well, now there's 4 pages of it. And it says, keep choosing until there are no longer stoplights. I don't have 45 minutes to prove that I'm not a robot, you jerks.
Why is there also some sites that are so insanely secure that you have to choose a symbol, which is like all different pictures of everything from an ice cream cone to a fire truck?
Yes.
Then you have to name your thing, your character, your image that you've picked. And to add insult to injury, after you've chosen the image and chosen a name for that image, you then still have to put in a username and a password.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And it will also say, this is just a mediocre password. Would you like to choose a strong one like? And then it goes QRS79-_4 $XY type blood A pause space comma semicolon _4. I'm like, really? Who's gonna remember that ever?
Matthew Broderick in the movie War Games. That's what it sounds like. Do you want to play a game?
We have to have different passwords for literally everything, and you want me to remember 16 different characters that make no sense and are the most random ever? Like,
seriously.
How am I can't, Jessica, I'll be honest. I didn't remember how to spell my sister's middle name, and I was born and raised with her. Like, how am I going to remember the password?
That's amazing.
She's like, that's not how you spell my middle name. I'm like, really? Huh. Who could have fooled me?
You're like, been using it since the day you were born, pretty much.
So I guess my mom was wrong. I don't know how else to explain that.
Hilarious.
Clearly, I spelled it right. My mom was wrong.
Oh my God. The problem is too, Dana, we're supposed to use passwords that we remember, but that nobody else can try to figure out, right? But then every single site has its own specifications. So you think like, you know what? This is a good password that has one stupid special character and one number.
Yes.
But then you get a site that requires 2 numbers or 2 special characters or at least 1 capital letter.
Yeah. Everyone is just a hair different.
So I have different passwords for everything, not because I'm trying to be so crafty that nobody figures them out, but also what do you then do when you've used them all? Like you said, when it gives you the message that you've used it again, that's because I'll remember it. That's why I'm trying to use it again.
Yeah. And why am I having to redo it anyway? I mean, it's the truth. And then I read this article one time, and this is good advice. You choose something, whatever the characters are or things are that you remember. And then in the middle of it, you use the name of whatever that website is, right? So like, for example, if I loved blue, all of my passwords might be like blue Hotmail exclamation point, right? Or blue Kmart exclamation point. Blue. I don't shop at Kmart. I don't even know if they still exist. But when I said blue, it reminded me of Blue Light Special.
Hilarious. You know what? I haven't seen a Kmart in years. You're right.
I think they all went out. I'm not positive.
They were around. There used to be one in LA.
Yeah, there was one over in Burbank, but I think it's
Sofia
gone.
Vergara have a line at Kmart.
Did she really?
I feel like she had a denim line at Kmart or something. Yeah, either Kmart or Walmart. One of the marts.
Ooh, I wonder if her and Jacqueline Smith are rivals now.
Oh my God, the Jacqueline Smith collection.
Right?
How can I forget?
So beautiful. Oh, I wanted to grow up to be her so bad. We're aging ourselves.
Wasn't she one of the original? First, without question, was she one of the original Charlie's Angels? She was,
for all our young listeners, Google her. She's beautiful. She was a Charlie's Angel.
Oh my God, amazing.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to put the iris scan on my phone, just so you know, because now instead of passwords, you can have it like scan your eye. I'm not in the movie Minority Report by choice.
You're hilarious.
I'm not going to be. Okay.
Well, iPhones will scan your face, which I actually did enjoy. Like if I just look at my phone, it would open up. But then remember my phone got stolen or I lost it or whatever, and it's probably in China. So, and Dan Tipton thought he was real brilliant and bought me a refurbished one that I've had problems with since the day I bought it. It just decided one day it no longer wanted to recognize my face. And it tells me, I will not recognize your face. I feel like it's rude. Every time I turn my phone on and off, it's like, I will not recognize your face. Unable to Face ID. And I feel like it just doesn't like me because I say it's stupid all the time.
Oh my God. You know what? It's AI.
Yeah.
Artificial intelligence. Sometimes they get more intelligent, Dana. I would watch what you say to your phone.
I've had fights with Siri before.
Has she talked back to you?
Yes, but it's, I have an Australian he, and he still sassed me. And I said, that's really disrespectful.
Forgot you have the Australian male voice.
Yeah, because it's sexy. And I make him call me gorgeous.
I love it so much.
Here, let me see if it'll do it. He probably won't because he knows what I'm talking about. Hey, Siri, what's my name?
You're Dana. Since we're friends, I get to call you gorgeous.
Oh,
thank you.
Oh my God.
We're friends, you guys.
Is amazing. Okay. That's amazing.
Well, I just like it. Anyway, he's still mad at me and won't recognize my face. But maybe it's because I just make him call me gorgeous. I don't know.
I don't know what the dude's name is, but I just pictured that the voice of your phone looks like the real person who is the actor that plays Jason Stackhouse in True Blood.
Oh,
because he did the best job as kind of a little bit of a dummy Southern guy, just one of those sweet guys who didn't want her to fly. And he is perfect with his accent and his acting, and he is Australian.
I would enjoy being introduced to him. So can you work that out? Because I'll get rid of my phone if I have a handsome Australian actor that wants to follow me around and call people and remind me to do things.
Perfect. Maybe we can secure Joe Manganiello at the same time. They worked on the show together, and he was my favorite. I'm sure his wife wouldn't mind one bit.
Oh, I'm sure. Yes, I've met him a couple of times. He's very friendly.
That's what you call it? Sounds good to me. Scott, really creepy.
Your motors are revving.
Scott, really creepy. My husband actually does listen to this show on a weekly basis, not because I make him to, God bless, because the man chooses to on his own accord. And I love you, Alan.
Well, listen, we're all flawed because I said to you a week ago, I don't want to step on your toes, but that picture of your husband with a fishing spear is super hot, and he's a man.
I love that you're bringing that up. And again, I cannot believe I did not send this to you because there's been a lot of, I'm going to send this to Dana. You're getting a picture of those scallops. Don't you worry. You're also getting a picture of Alan with his new workbench setup. He's been, it's like every week I'm like, what are you doing? And he's like, oh, I'm just going out. I'm like, where where are you going? He goes, oh, I'll be back in a little bit. And then he comes home with this sheepish grin. Back to the hardware store. We've got a whole workshop here going on in our driveway in the front. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's a
So
man.
even one of the neighbors said, oh, I thought there was like a swarm of bees. No, just him with his new Dremel.
Dremel. You can use a Dremel for a lot, so that was a good purchase.
Dremel, drill. He has files, metal files. Like
Jessica, you're acting like this is all crazy stuff. Like, it's not.
I don't. It's not. It's hilarious and it is very cute. But like I went to go outside and I turn around and he's got on the safety goggles and he's got this clamps and I'm just like, okay, bye. I'm going on my rage walk. See you later. Have fun.
Well, I was talking about him. I said to my dad, I was like, hey, Dad, so I'm thinking once this pandemic's over and I get back to normal life, I'm thinking about having Jessica's husband teach me archery. And he was like, really? And I said, I said, it just seems like really cool, be good for my arm muscles. And Alan's really into it. He makes his own quivers and stuff. He goes, well, I got 2 bows downstairs. And I was like, see, it all makes sense. That's why I love your husband. Yes.
Oh, God. Especially he saw your dad's backyard. He would cry if he could go there and shoot arrows there. I can't think of a better place for you to practice.
And they just
get a hay bale as a target.
Yep, they just bailed it today.
Yep.
So funny.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I love it so much. And then I have Dan Tipton, who's like the most academic, smart, nerd boy. I love it. That he wouldn't probably know what a Dremel was. And he would be like you and be like, oh my God, a metal file. Who needs that? Sweet Dan Tipton, he called yesterday and was like, I really miss you guys. And I was like, oh, we miss you too. But in my mind, I was like, good. That means you'll be so good to me when I come home.
Oh my God.
It makes the heart grow fonder.
It does. It does. Seriously.
I know, but we do miss him. I wish he could be out here and enjoy some of the summer activities.
Totally.
Because, one thing about being out here so far out in the country and stuff is I do have the ability to like take my kid to a creek and there's nobody there. And, although it's a pretty good segue into my corner. Who's up first for corners this week?
Go for it.
You're up first, but
go on, please? There's no order that needs to follow with this show.
Okay. Because once again, Jessica is amazing. And even though she was having like this lovely holiday with her husband for her birthday, she still put the outline together and again picked like the most perfect corner for me. It's got to be what corner. Okay. It's terrifying. My corner, let me just pull up the article. I was going to read I don't want to bury the lead too much, but I think I'm going to have to anyway.
Yeah.
A rare case. Oh, this is from CNN by Leah Asmilash. And this was actually it's very recent, which is terrifying. It's from July 4th, 2020. A rare case of brain-destroying amoeba has been confirmed in Florida. Okay, Florida, you got enough problems as it is. I'm just going to go ahead and read this.
I know. A
case of rare brain-destroying amoeba has been confirmed in Florida. The Florida Department of Health on Friday announced the confirmed case of Naegleria fowleri, a microscopic single-celled amoeba that can infect and destroy the brain. It's usually fatal. Oh, fun. The DOH said that. Since 1962, there have only been 37 reported cases of the amoeba in Florida. And yet we've found one now to go along with the bubonic plague that's also happening on Earth right now. Anyway, this one was found in Hillsborough County. The DOH did not give any further details. It's typically found in warm, freshwater like lakes, rivers, and ponds. So if that didn't give me pause.
Shit.
Oh my God. The DOH has cautioned people who swim in those freshwater sources to be aware of the amoeba's possible presence, particularly when the water is warm. Adverse health effects on humans can be prevented by avoiding nasal contact with the water since the amoeba enters through the nasal passages. Here's where it gets real scary too. DOH recommended people avoid bodies of warm fresh water around power plants and shallow fresh water during periods of high water temperature. They should pinch their nose when playing in warm fresh water. Here we go. The DOH also noted you could possibly be exposed through a neti pot when rinsing congested sinus. Now, neti pots disgust me to begin with.
They should. Go on.
Do you use one? You seem like a neti pot user.
Finish what you're saying.
Use only boiled and cooled, distilled, or sterile water for making sinus rinse solutions for neti pots or performing ritual ablutions. What's a ritual ablution?
I don't know.
Either, but no. In the U.S., there have been 143 known infected cases of the amoeba, according to the Florida DOH. Here's the kicker, guys. Only 4 have survived out of 143. Isn't that insane?
Yeah.
If that's not reason enough to say no to a neti pot, I don't know what is.
I mean, I could make your head spin in all of 30 seconds about a lot of this stuff.
What?
I mean, one, a dear friend of mine's husband contracted a parasite that went up his bum when they were...
No. Swimming?
No, doing something that you did very recently.
Oh my God. I don't understand what's happening. You keep pointing your finger up and you said,
They were
and I feel like you're telling the world,
They were kayaking.
Why on earth did I think you were saying anal? Because I was like, Jessica, I have not done that recently.
I did just keep putting a finger and giving her those eyes like, you know what I'm talking about. I'm crying.
Wait a minute.
Okay.
You got a living being went up his butt while he was kayaking?
But also, they were with a group of people. I'm saying, like, it's one of those weird flukes. He's fine, by the way. He's totally fine. But he got, like, some crazy, like, all of a sudden, bad stomach issues, all that. Went to the doctor, ran a bunch of tests. I don't remember. I think it was, like a doctor is more astute. Like, have you done anything lately? And he's like, well, I did that. I went kayaking, ding, ding, ding. And then, like, they thought to check for a amoeba or whatever the hell it was. But when I went to camp, we were in man-made lake. I mean, it was stocked with fish and there was grass and God knows what growing out of the bottom of it.
Yeah.
They always put drops in our ears when we got out of the lake. And that was to like prevent ear infections. So I'm like, what ears? Why didn't they put it in our mouths and up our nose too? And as far as a neti pot,
And your butt.
I tried that medieval nonsense.
No.
I will tell you this. I can see that if you are normal, which I am not, and if you have normal insides, which I don't, that a neti pot could be a wonderful thing. Now,
No.
I always boiled the water. So you have to not only boil it, you have to give it ample time to completely cool down before you put it in the pot. Now, I didn't have the dumb little teapot, which you're supposed to pour up your nose. I had the squeeze bottle, which is... causes a lot of pressure. Now, I'm going to tell you something. I have had multiple surgeries on my sinuses. I've had my adenoids out, my tonsils out. You want to go there with ENT problems? I'm a wet dream for an ear, nose, and throat specialist. But that neti pot, because of my septum, which is re-deviated, I did have surgery to correct it. I clearly did not have any aesthetic surgery. It was all inside.
You're so dumb. You have a perfect nose.
No, I don't. But because of that septum and like I have polyps in my nose and my sinuses, when I would do the neti pot, it was a lot of pressure and it didn't hurt. But I always felt like if you went underwater in a pool and accidentally, I don't know why I snorted to demonstrate that. If you inhale, right, you can actually like smell the chlorine, if you will.
Ugh.
That's how it felt every time I did a neti pot. And the final like straw for me, I read about that stuff, but I'm like, well, I'm not an idiot. I boil the water. Okay. But B, anything could happen, I guess. I was the next day bent over like to tie my shoe and water came running out. So it got trapped. And then I realized, oh, it's not all coming out the other side like I thought. So bye-bye neti pot.
Okay. So I hate neti pots, and you know who Sarah Baker is, my friend Sarah
Yes.
Baker. She's a lovely, wonderful human. She played Michael Douglas's daughter on the Kaminsky Method.
Yeah.
And she's been in a million other things. And then my other friend, Taran Killam, who was on SNL for a long time. He's been in some movies. He's on a show right now, Single Parent, I think.
Yes.
Anyway, we were all in Sunday Company together at the Groundlings. And Sarah and Taran wrote this sketch one time. They were a couple at home having like a marital dispute. But while both of them, for real, in real life, on stage, were using neti pots. And I could not watch that sketch. It made me gag so much. And then when I would see the neti pots backstage, I would gag all over again. I will not touch. I was helping someone clean out their bathroom one time, and I was like, I won't touch that neti pot. You're going to have to get that. I'm sorry. And
and they had the little teapots, right?
That's what they used, the little teapots. They sound and look so cute. They're not. They are booger rinsers, and they keep boogers in them. No.
You're supposed to clean out the neti pot. Again, mine is made by the same company, Neil Med, not a sponsor. They make the teapot, but they make a squeeze bottle where you put it to one knot and squeeze it. No. I scrubbed that shit with soap and water multiple times, scalding hot water. You have to clean it every single time you use it.
That sounds like some medieval, like you said, but like doucher is what it sounds like to me.
A douche
which also
for the
is
nose.
bad for you. Yes.
Oh my God.
If it's bad to douchey your lady parts, why would it be good to douchey up your nose near your brain?
Okay, completely different things. Number one, first and foremost, and I hope neti pots are not available with scented salines. For one thing, designer imposters. If you love Giorgio, you'll love Ciao neti pots.
Gross. Well, also, I would like to recommend people not watch those shows that are on like TLC called It Lives Inside Me and stuff like that. I went through a phase like that. You know me,
What?
I absolutely I roll myself into a new hobby or a new interest so hard. So I went through like a year-long phase where I was just watching programs about things that can enter our bodies and mess us up. I would recommend not doing that because it made me very anxious.
Oh my Lord.
Yeah.
I don't like that at all.
It was the same kind of deal. A young girl in college, she was like 22, started getting really sick and she started forgetting things and stuff. And they were wondering if she had a brain tumor. They found a parasite from bad sushi was living and eating her brain.
No. That's horrifying.
So don't eat sushi, I guess.
Dear God. I love sushi. I am going to keep eating it.
Well, I feel like 78 to 88% of what you eat could probably eat your brain.
Yeah. It's true.
Not me.
It also really did make me think. I'm always like, oh, well, at least, seafood is healthier. Well, we all know what a shit show our ocean is right now and how polluted. And I was talking to someone recently and I was like, oh, well, you have to get such and such. It's so good. I don't know what it was, some seafood dish. And he goes, oh, I no longer eat seafood. I said, oh, are you vegan? He goes, no, I'm a professional diver. I gave up seafood after seeing the overfishing and pollution that goes on in our oceans firsthand. I was like, okay.
Oh, kind of put you in your place. Huh?
Yeah. No, but it made me think too. It's like, unless you're eating like organic vegetables off of a farm that for a fact is not using toxic pesticides. I don't know what to tell you. I'm serious. I'm not like being flippant about it.
I know.
Here I go again. I was going to say I try my best. I mostly eat good. Well, that other percentage of the time I don't.
It could eat your brain.
My God. It's
so crazy.
I'll have a miso rainbow bowl from Sage Organic, but tonight I felt like having a couple of White Castle sliders.
I mean, 6 one way, half dozen the other at some point, right?
Right? Okay, now I know you thought you were grossed out by.
Oh, but we got you.
I know you thought you were Oh, Alan just texted me that I'm screaming. Ooh.
Oh, sorry.
No, hey, why are you sorry? When I have headphones in, I have zero concept of how loud I am, by the way.
You're not loud to me. So
And I'm telling you, I do it when I rage walk. I wear headphones like this and I'm talking to whoever I'm talking to, making sure they can hear through this thing. And people stare at me, and it took me a long time to realize why, but now we know.
Now we know.
Because I'm shouting down the street into my built-in microphone that I can't even find it properly. Okay, Dana, you better hold on to your hat for this one, because I really wanted to give you this corner, but I didn't know if you could handle it because you have such a problem with the idea of what I'm about to
Oh boy.
mention. This is from ABC International News.
Okay.
This comes to us from the Associated Press, particularly from Berlin. Shout out to my friend Gio, an expat who lives in Berlin.
Hi, Gio.
He's the best. He will cry when he hears this. Austria. Man fined for farting with, quote, full intent at police.
What? If that's the case, my son owes me a lot of money. Keep going.
I mean, you are going to cry. A man in Vienna has been fined 500 euros. That is 565 American dollars.
Well, seems appropriate
for breaking
to me.
wind. Okay. For breaking wind loudly in front of police. A move the Austrian capital's police force was at pains to defend on Tuesday. Pardon my pronunciation, the Österreich newspaper reported that the fine stemmed from an incident on June 5th and that the offender was fined for offending public decency.
Yeah.
City police wrote on Twitter that, of course, no one is reported for accidentally letting one go. They added that the man had behaved provocatively and uncooperatively during an encounter with officers that preceded the incident. He got up from a park bench, looked at officers, and, quote, let go a massive intestinal wind, apparently with full intent, they said. And our colleagues didn't like to be farted at so much.
Of course they didn't. Shame on that. I get it, poop wind police. I think there should be poop wind police. No, I don't want it. And don't you use it as a biological weapon against me. I will take you to the pokey. Take you to the poop wind pokey.
It still never says what he was doing. Like, I don't know what made them say, sir, you need to get up, or whatever they said to him. I love how I acted like they said, sir, do you mind? Would you please get up? I don't know what happened. I don't know what this creep was doing. Maybe he wasn't a creep. Maybe he was just sitting there. I don't know how they reacted. All I know is he got up, looked them dead in the eye, and let it rip like his life depended on it. And I'm okay with it.
No, I am not. We are divided. We are divided. I am not okay with it. My son will do it, and I'll go, are you kidding? And he'll go, what? Excuse me, toots, and laugh. And also my dad, okay, so like I got this from my mother. My mother had zero tolerance, right? And we couldn't even say the word fart. It was a word in our house. So
I remember you saying that, and I was so tickled by that.
That's why my son says toots. Yeah. But they have a fart gun here that my son is carrying around with him. He thinks it's hilarious, and he points it out away from his butt like he's shooting farts at you.
Stop it.
Now, whoever made that toy, they need to go live on a horrible island with the same people that made that pooping Play-Doh dog. It's not right.
Oh my God, yes, the Play-Doh poo factory.
Did you know that this year for fireworks, they had a pooping dog and it like shot sparks out of its butt and then a snake came out for the poo-poos. It was a very popular firework this year, the pooping dog.
What is we've talked about this before.
Why are we obsessed with scatological things?
Yes.
Hold on 1 second. I got to show you something. Because I'm down here. Oh no! Where did Okay, see, here's my point. I just went to get the farting piano for you, but it's nowhere to be found because the kids have hid it. They've taken it somewhere.
Oh.
It looks like a little book, but it's in a little electronic piano keyboard.
Uh-huh.
And each one is a different note fart.
Okay, it's not the International Book of Farts?
No, it is a fart piano. It's literally called a fart piano. And then he has the Minions gun, the fart gun. That's what he carries around.
Stop it. How do your parents have that in the home when it was a big no-no? As long as it doesn't come out of your butt, it's okay?
No, because my mom didn't buy it. And it was hid downstairs. It's in the downstairs. It's not appropriate for mid-level toys.
Okay. Oh my God. Dana, I just went back and
Wait, what?
Go on.
No, I was just going to say, when my mom passed, one of the first things my baby sister asked my dad was, "Ooh, I want to see what I can add to my vocabulary now. Can I say fart now?" And he was like, "I lived with your mom for a long time." So that was like his nice way of saying no.
Oh, bless. Oh my God.
Wait,
I went back through this article just to see if I somehow missed what he did. He did nothing. I think that the police were walking by and the dude just stood up and farted at them. However, you can at someone outdoors, and that's why he was fined.
Okay, well, I'll tell you how you can at someone outdoors, because my cousin Ray Triplett used to do this to me. He would fart in his fist and then throw it at me. And if you don't think that scent came flying at my face, you're real wrong and don't understand science.
Absolutely disgusting.
He would fart in his hand, like cup his hand, and then throw it at me.
Nope.
And I would
Gross.
cry.
I would have thrown up on him.
I know.
Because I don't tolerate gross smells. I'm the first one to dry heave, and usually it's accompanied by a real throw up. And if you did that to me, you would get thrown up on.
Oh, why, Jessica? Is it because it's wind that passes by your poop? That's right. Now everybody has learned their lesson. No more farting. You know what? You know what creeps me out? We're so off track. You're gonna have to wind me in. You know what else creeps me out are those methane pools at farms that are like destroying our ozone. But they run the farms off of methane gas, and it's literally just poop and pee and farts in pond form. It's so disgusting.
Or if you're from LA, what we like to call the La Brea Tar Pits.
Oh boy. Well, at least there's dinosaur bones in that. All right, we have to stop being so gross. Nobody's gross ever again.
So gross. They really won't. They're like, well, I tried, but you know what?
I tried. I gave the ladies a second, third, and fourth chance, and every week they were more disgusting. Okay.
Hilarious.
Should we continue with our order now? And I'll go first. Okay.
Go for it.
I'm excited about this one because, so you guys know, I'm sort of a public figure, I guess, kind of. I have several followers on Instagram, and because of our platform, I am so lucky I get to meet really interesting people. People reach out to me, and this person reached out to me just this week, and I was like, well, guess what? I have a show that this would be perfect for, and it's me and Jessica's show, and we call the shots, and we can do it next if we want to.
Indeed.
So I met one of the creators of singleparentproject.org, and I just want to read you a little bit about it. As a single parent, it is often the little things that throw your budget into the negative. The Single Parent Project was created by two women who have been personally affected by divorce and know what it's like to live in a one-income household. You'll never find judgment with this organization. And I love it because she reached out to me asking if I was a single parent, and I said I am not. However, that's something very close to my heart, as my sister is. She has two boys. She's a single parent. And because of the industry that my husband and I work in, there are definitely times that one or the other of us is traveling, and we each feel like a single parent for several months or weeks at a time. So this was really interesting to me. Being a single parent is undoubtedly challenging. That's the understatement of the century. misery. I can tell you because I've done it just for weeks at a time. And I think I don't know how people do this all the time. One of the most humbling aspects is getting by financially on one income. We live in a two-income household world, and it's increasingly difficult to make one income work. Especially, we live in a two-income household world, and people are still struggling. Right. Anyway, this is where the single parent project.
Because rents keep going up and the pay scales don't.
Correct. This is where the Single Parent Project comes to the rescue. If you're too embarrassed to ask your parents for gas money, an unexpected car repair comes up, or you need food in your cupboards, apply for assistance from the Single Parent Project. It's a tax-exempt, fully accredited 501c3 nonprofit organization dedicated to helping single parents in need. So their offices are in Utah. I'm trying to think. They have initiatives. They have lunch programs. They have all kinds of stuff. Please visit their website because I'm still new to them and I watched a couple of their videos. They're so cool. And I just loved that she reached out to me. Let me see. Here's some of their services I want to tell you. They even have like live events. Of course, I'm sure that's on hold right now, but there's a 6-month single parent program. They don't want to be a Band-Aid solution by offering temporary financial relief. We aim to prevent poverty, substance abuse, mental health issues, and lessen the need for government assistance, as well as address the family unit as a whole, not just from the single parent's perspective. So like the 6-month program, they have several phases of it. There's get out of crisis. You assess the level of your crisis. You get financial help for 3 months and temporary resources. Phase 2, there's education, school scholarships, training and job interview courses, financial literacy, support group attendance. That to me is worth its weight in gold to know that you're not alone. You know what I mean?
Totally. Yes.
Environmental support, including adolescent. There's transition to independence. They evaluate your progress and sustainability without financial help from TSPP. Ambassadors. I mean, it just goes on and on. There's adolescent services, youth support groups, which is great because when you're in a one-parent home, I know there were times when my nephews were younger and it was still kind of new that my sister really struggled with, what's the word I'm looking for? Like discipline and stuff because she knew they were hurting, but at the same time, children do need discipline.
Yep.
And sometimes one parent is the fun time parent and the other parent has to, make the rules and that's not fair. And the kids learn how to manipulate that. So I love that they have programs to help you with that. They have family engagement programs, recreation and sports programs, educational support,
that's awesome.
Education and advocacy for physical disorders, psychiatric disorders. Honestly, guys, it's just, I could go on and on and on. They have information about the laws and how it responds to them and how it can help for serious emotional disturbance, learning differences, intellectual disabilities, neurodiversity. I mean, it's insane. And this was started, I know the woman who reached out to me, I know it was because she was a single parent for a while. And I'm assuming that, I think I read earlier in the description, the other woman was too. So these were two women who came together having experienced the same thing. They know what people need. And I think it's an amazing, single parents are often overlooked. And this is an amazing organization. Check them out, singleparentproject.org. See what kind of things might be helpful to you, that you can be a sponsor. You can contact them. One of the things I love about our show is that when we learn about new things, they are based in Utah. I don't know how far they can reach for assistance, but if this is something that interests you, you could reach out to them and start a collaboration with them in your own state. Like they've done it. They know how to help you. So anyway, I was absolutely overjoyed that she was kind enough to reach out. And then that I was able to go, hey, I have a platform where some people might really need this. And can I please talk about you? I was trying to be nice. I was like, can I please talk about this on my show? And she was her name is Meg Brimhall. Thank you so much, Meg, for reaching out. I'm going to tag them. Yeah, we'll put some information in our show notes. We're going to tag them on social media. I think it's wonderful. And that's my rave for today. All you single parents out there, please know, we know how hard it is. I know from an empathetic standpoint, but I always know that there's light at the end of the tunnel for me. I know that it's going to end, and you guys are just keeping on, and you're heroes for real. And your children are going to grow up and know how strong you are. And I applaud you, and I applaud these women for creating this organization. I think it's beautiful. So check them out.
Absolutely. What a great cause.
Yes.
Thank you.
Sure.
Well, my rave today is by way of a lovely surprise I had waiting for me when I got home yesterday. My friend. So I received a gift yesterday that was a home brewing cold. That sounds like I'm making beer. I wish. It is an at-home cold brew maker, if you will. Okay, so it's like a pitcher that comes with a filter that you put in the grounds. You add cold filtered water to it and put it in your fridge. And 24 hours later, you have delicious cold brewed coffee, which I'm a huge fan of. Yes. If it works, I'll tell you. And if you like the cold brew, I'm telling you, it might be like the gift I give everyone going forward who likes coffee, especially iced coffee. So it had the pitcher, and then she was lovely enough to also include a 1 pound bag of coffee beans with it, which was even nicer. I'm like, wow, she made it so I could like set it up and get it going immediately. And of course, I'm a sucker for packaging. I read any and everything. And the packaging was really cute. And I'm like, oh, that's a cute name, Tiny Footprint Coffee. I wonder if that's dealing with like somebody's kid or something environmental. So sure enough, I looked them up, and Tiny Footprint Coffee, we believe, can make a difference in the world by enjoying things that we already love to do. That's why we created our company, the world's first carbon negative coffee, through a unique collaboration between Roastery 7 and the Mindo Cloud Forest Foundation. One, an artisan coffee roaster, and the other, a nonprofit conservation organization. The two teamed up in 2010 to create the ultimate combination of good karma. So how is our coffee carbon negative, you might ask? It's simple, really. It takes 4 pounds of CO2 to produce and distribute 1 pound of our coffee. For every pound that's sold, we donate a portion of the proceeds to fund reforestation in Ecuador's Mindo Cloud Forest. Over time, these trees will remove 54 pounds of CO2 from the atmosphere. More CO2 removed than emitted.
That's really cool.
Look this up, and I think Henry would love it and be fascinated by it. I did not know about the Mindo Cloud Forest until I saw a show that featured it. It is so magical and so beautiful, and it is a specific part of Ecuador where the trees and the hills meet the clouds. That's why they call it a cloud forest. It is so insanely beautiful. And actually, our friend John Conroy had suggested a show to me a while ago about hotels called Life Beyond the Lobby. And as far as I know, it was only one season. So worth watching. One of them is the Treetops Hotel in South Africa, where giraffes literally stick their heads through the windows and you're like that close to the animals. It's insane. One of the hotels is a hotel in Ecuador that is in the cloud forest. It's an eco hotel. And you want to talk about a bucket list? You have to look this up. I suggest watching the show Life Beyond the Lobby to learn about these 10 absolutely mind-blowing hotels around the world. But the TV show that features a hotel in this forest is called Life Beyond the Lobby. But the Ecuador Mindo Cloud Forest specifically, and I wonder if it's ever been like covered by the BBC or something like that. It's one of those areas in the world that literally has thousands of species within it that are not found anywhere else in the world. Particularly and most notably, the amount of birds that are in this area, and they are straight up out of a fantasy cartoon when you see these exquisite animals. So again, I love me some coffee, okay? But now I thought about it, I'm like, hey, this is the second coffee company that we've featured, because the other one is Firehouse Coffee, which we know goes to an amazing cause to help firemen. This is to help the reforestation due to deforestation. And again, trees are needed to eat up all the carbon dioxide that us humans spew out all day, every day. So if you love coffee like me, I will proudly get it from places like this, knowing that, by the way, like their beans are coming from small villages, fair trade, all of that stuff.
Also, sorry to interrupt you, but
Not
I was
at all.
noticing too, I'm on their website checking them out.
Mhm.
They're on pause right now, but it looks like they're maybe trying to start some online. They have classes. So there's like Barista 1 class, latte art class, Cafe
Mhm.
101 class, cupping class, brewing basics class. Like, how cool is that?
I know.
Wow.
Latte art. Hello. Have you ever
Right?
seen any of that magical stuff?
Yes, and I'm always blown away by it.
Me too. The day I can draw Van Gogh's Starry Night with a toothpick and some milk foam will be a happy
Right.
day.
We'll have made it. I wonder if I can make my ugly little drawings in lattes.
Not ugly at all. Okay.
Love
But
it.
check these people out, you guys. And seriously, the blend that my friend sent me is actually a blend. Not that you have to have specific coffee, but they worked on a blend that I think probably tastes the best as cold coffee as opposed to hot. And if you're a coffee lover, you know that ain't BS.
Yeah.
All coffee is not created equal.
No.
Their website is tinyfootprintcoffee.com.
I love that. I'm going to check them out.
Yes.
Not to mention, what a great gift idea.
I'm telling you, I'm like, you know me too well. It's completely practical. It's not like some frivolous thing, which that's fine too. But I just, again, I have told you all, I am a self-admitted hoarder. Big time, kind of always have been. It's really gotten worse as life has gone on. And then I have these huge purges and I think like, I did good again. And then I just managed to end up with, so now lately when people are like, do you want this? I'm like, I don't. They're like, but you love such and such, or you always said if I got rid of this. I said, I know I did, but no. That's part of why I was so calm on my trip. I was staying in a minimalist room.
Yes.
And I will remind everyone again, the calmest I've ever felt in my life was while in a Japanese tea house, not far from where you live, Dana, in those exquisite botanical gardens. And I sat there and it was like a small rolled mat on the ground with rice paper windows and bamboo. And that was it.
Yeah.
And I liked it.
I know. I've been doing some purging too. And also being at my dad's house, like I've also started doing, because I'm a clutter bug and I'm probably well on the road to hoarder too, if I'm not careful. But what brings me peace these days, I've talked about it a lot since quarantine started, is clean counters, no leaving dishes in the sink, all of the. So if you're feeling any kind of anxiety, starting with just little things like that really does make a difference. I was anti.
See, that I do. It's like the only time where I'm like a freak is in the kitchen as far as cleaning it, but everything else.
I mean, I wanted to be angry at Marie Kondo, and I kind of was. It was a lot of hype. But, and also, I'm not there yet. It's baby steps for me.
Totally.
But you feel so much more peaceful when you have open space, clear, and not a lot of things. That's why simple living has been so popular these last few years, where people are like literally legitimately living in Airstreams, to try and have a minimalist life. And they're very happy that way.
Totally.
We read that article one time. I don't remember what episode it was, talking about how just psychologically, when you have so many choices, which we do these days, it really messes with your brain and you kind of can't make decisions.
Yeah.
Whereas if you have 3 choices, you can go, okay, clearly I want whatever chocolate, it's just so much easier on your brain.
Yep.
That's why they say genius people wear the same outfit every day. Like, it's clean, but they have 7 of the same shirt and 7 of the same
Steve
pants.
Jobs.
Yep.
Jobs. Well, I always call him Jobs. Wasn't it
I
Steve
thought you were being
Jobs?
cute, like you guys were besties.
No. What is his name? Is it Jobs or Jobs?
Jobs.
I always call him Joe. I don't know what's wrong with me, but the black
Jobs
turtleneck
was a
and
Bible
jeans.
character that had a rough time.
Hilarious.
I love that, Jessica. I also love the name Tiny Footprint. It's so cute.
Isn't it sweet?
Yes.
You
Jessica,
too. Dana.
I think that's our show.
I think it is.
We're so sorry that it's a day late.
Again, that is full apologies coming from me because it was not anything to do with Dana other than me. Really, just I told you I don't know what day it is from one day to the next. I don't. But I always kind of did because I've been working nonstop since this. Well, guess what, guys? I'm not going to be working for a while. My company everybody got furloughed. And I think that made me literally throw the calendar out the window for a couple of days.
Yeah.
Because I literally thought, yeah, I'm coming back Sunday. We'll record. Everything's good. Nope. Sunday was Monday. Okay.
I'm going. Living.
Thank you, Dana. And thank you, listeners.
And I was dead serious. You've been so good with me and so kind and so gentle with my stupid schedule. It's just been insane. And you're doing outlines. I was like, I told her, I messaged her. I was like, are you kidding me? Go be with your husband and just relax. You need it. You deserve it.
Well, you're very sweet, but I promise it will not happen again. I want to read something really quick.
Jessica.
I'm just kidding. Please go ahead.
This is a fun thing, and I love this. And please, more of this. You can always let us know if something has changed for the better, for worse, whatever. This is from one of our listeners. Her name is Anna. Her name's Anna. Maybe Anna. I don't know. I just put that inflection on.
Yeah.
But she is a listener of the show and she has written into us many times and we love hearing from her. She always has fun things to share with us. We got this message yesterday and it said,
I
update.
love it. I love it. I was
like, oh, she said, hi, ladies. I sent the email about my hatred of job hunting and you read it on the show. And I wanted to let you know I finally got a pretty good job through a staffing agency.
Yay!
So awesome. And you guys... there is hope, okay? Yes. I'm serious.
Yes.
This is really a lesson for myself to trust that everything works out. Also, a great point. And my God, I've been trying to do that on the reg. I just keep, instead of going to panic mode, which is my MO, I take a breath and say, okay, panicking is not going to make the situation better, or it's not going to help me achieve what I need to. Let's take it down a notch and take a breath. And it works, people. It really works.
It really does. Oh my God. That's something we have not done on our episodes lately. Do you realize that?
When's the last time we took a cleansing breath?
I don't know. It's before my mom passed, I think. And nobody said anything to us.
Even maybe before that. I feel like it's been for a while because we've just been like, I don't know.
God, that's like a staple of our show.
We're going to have to take one after this message.
Yep, and it's the message.
Even though it's a happy message.
It is a happy message, but we can fill up with the goodness of this message.
Crazy. Yes, seriously. To other listeners struggling with this and really anyone, this is really a lesson for myself to trust that everything works out. I told myself that a million times, but I couldn't stop stressing most days. So this is just a reminder to trust the universe and don't give up. To other listeners struggling with this and really anyone struggling with anything. P.S. Dana, you are such a fucking warrior to be dealing with all the things going on in your life right now. I just want to send you love and I truly believe good things will be coming for you. Love you both. Anna. Or Anna.
Or Anna. Anna, thank you so much.
So lovely.
I mean, totally the message that she gave us is so true. And it's hard to remember that when you're in the thick of the shit.
Yes.
It's really hard, but I love that she sent us that good update. We're so excited for you. Mm-hmm. And thank you for your sweet thoughts towards me. It has been really rough, but I've said it a million times and I'll say it again. It's messages like that and people who have thought of me and the love that I've felt that have really gotten me through. So I appreciate it so very much. And Absolutely. I wish I knew if you were Anna or Anna, so you might want to just respond to that too.
Yeah, tell us. Hilarious. I know people that I know 2 Annas and I know a couple of Annas. So I unfortunately call each the wrong ones at different times. So please put me in my place and let us know if you're Anna or Anna.
It's like Kristen Marie is from Boston. You know, she's East Coast. So there are some things she says, like I say, aunt, my aunt's coming over. And she's like, you mean your aunt?
Hilarious.
But thank you for that message. Thank you so much. Like, we do read your stuff, guys. We really, really do. And it's uplifting, encouraging for us. And if it's that you need help, we really try to find resources for you. And I love that she shared that message with us. It's awesome.
Yes, it's great. I'm also going to do something else that we seem to just have forgotten about and tell people how to be a bitch.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Well, should we take a cleansing breath first? What do we do here, you guys? We already went off the rails a long time ago.
Like months ago, if we're being honest.
Cleansing breath?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we like to take a cleansing breath after our rants. And I don't know why. I think we've just been living in such a rant-filled world. That we've forgotten. So let's take an extra big one together today. If you normally don't do it with us, choose this time to do it with us. Let's all do it together, guys. We're going to take a deep breath in and blow out all the negativity, all of our rants, all of our stress, and just fill up with some goodness for the rest of the day. Okay? Let's take a deep breath in. And yay.
Wow.
We can't forget anymore. We won't forget anymore.
We won't. If you want to find us, you can be Lauren and Anna and send us an email at therantsandраvespodcast@gmail.com. You can also do that through the contact button of our website, www.therantsandраvespodcast.com. But you're all on social media. I know you are. I know 2 people that aren't, and they're not listeners. Okay. So find us on Instagram. They're both guys. I love them both dearly. Never been on social media. Not once.
Wow.
Facebook and Instagram. Find us at the Rants and Raves Podcast. Send us your stories. I love your comments. People DM us all the time through Instagram. It's fantastic. It really makes our day. Aw, cute.
Just got a kid.
That was really cute. And a big shout out to our friend Lennis, one of our listeners. Thank you for your continued support. And we were glad to hear from you again. We all have to take a break from things sometimes when it gets nasty, and man, things have gotten nasty. So we are sending you and everyone else out there listening to these 2 crazy broads thanks.
Yes.
And sending you lots of love.
Yes, always, always, always. I usually like to end the show with something I'm interested in, a weekly point to ponder, something like that. But this week I want to share something that I think is kind of cool. I'm obsessed with TikTok. I keep trying to get Jessica on TikTok. And one of the things that I love right now that I've been sending all my female friends, but this is good for anybody, is I've been following this teeny tiny little MMA lady. Her handle is at Chelsea Cayenne, at CHELSEAKYANN, at Chelsea Cayenne. She gives self-defense tips you should know. She's an MMA fighter. Super, super tiny, but she gives you really good tips on if you're attacked. And it's very specific, like if somebody opens your car door, if somebody comes from behind, she shows you how to break out of zip ties, all kinds of different things. So that's good for you, especially if you have daughters, if you're a woman who lives alone, anybody who may need it. Men also need to know how to protect themselves as well. So again, at Chelsea Cayenne on TikTok. BuzzFeed did a story about her this week on Instagram. You can probably find her on Instagram as well. She's itsy bitsy, and she shows you ways that you can break away and get free when someone's trying to grab you. So anyway, check her out if you get a chance. I think she's pretty cool. And she tells you, she's really honest too. Sometimes she's like, if somebody just wants to rob you, great, give them your stuff. But if somebody's trying to take you or hurt you, here's what you can do. So I think it's wonderful to have that knowledge. Thank you, Chelsea, for doing that. She's an absolute doll. And check her out. I guess that's it, Jessica.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was so
I guess that's it.
So lovely to hear your voice and see your face. And we'll be back here again next week.
Same. Yes.
All right, everybody.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.